Hello and No, it's not that again. I sound like a children's TV presenter. Hello and welcome to Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray. Episode 10.
Episode 10, and I'm a little bit poorly, as you can probably hear in my voice today.
Are you going to be able to do it without coughing?
I'm hoping I can do it without coughing. I'm not sure what I've really got.
No, I'm not sure. I'm hoping not much because I'm very close to you in this tent.
Yes, so if you haven't got it yet, you probably will do by the end of it.
Great. He's been confined to the spare bedroom for the last week or so, because otherwise I wouldn't have got any sleep, because you cough particularly when you're lying down. That's the worst time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I thought it was hay fever, because so many people are suffering from hay fever at the moment. They've always said that hay fever is one of those things that you don't need to have suffered from it before, and it can suddenly just come on at a later stage in life.
Yeah, because you've never had it before.
Not really. I mean, I might have got a little bit sniffly without really knowing it, but I mean, don't think I've got it now, to be fair. I don't think it's hay fever. I've been taking tablets for hay fever and it doesn't do anything.
You've tried all kinds of things. You've got cough medicine, you've got this Sterimar stuff.
Yeah, Sterimar, if you don't know about it, it's quite a fun thing to do. I actually quite enjoy it. Yeah,
You don't?
I do. It's basically a saline solution in a very fine spray, and you sniff it up each nostril.
You're so
But it's
weird.
quite addictive.
Oh, I can't imagine it. Well, if that's all you're going to sniff up your nostril, that's all right with me.
Yes.
I can't imagine doing it. Doesn't sound very pleasant,
It's a nice feeling.
but it's only salt water.
Yes.
Okay, good for you. I met up with a friend this week, Mary, who is a regular listener of the pod, which is nice. She is writing another book, a novel, and she wanted to pick my brains about lockdown in Spain, because that obviously comes in to the book. So we had a little chat before I went to meet with her, because I wanted to try and get all my facts right, to try and remember what happened and the order of what happened, because, well, let's face it, it was weird, to say the least.
And we had one of the most severe lockdowns in the whole of Europe, I think, certainly at the beginning anyway.
Yeah, but there were 3 months initially where we weren't allowed to leave the house, unlike the UK at the beginning where everybody was allowed out for exercise each day. We weren't initially at all.
No, it was complete lockdown. If you had a certain type of job, you were allowed to go out and fulfil that job. So obviously you being on radio was classified as essential media work. And so
I was
you
an
could go to
essential
work.
worker.
Yes. Whereas I wasn't. I had to stay at home. The only time I could go out and feel a little bit normal was taking the bins out. But then I would have this panic that it's okay when I've got the bin going to the bin, but then when I'm empty-handed coming back from the bin, if I got stopped by the police, it's like, well, what are you doing? So I've just emptied the bins. Really?
Where is
Prove
it then? Yeah, exactly.
So I used to take a photo of myself taking the bins out and putting it in the bin just in case I got stopped. But, I mean, we're laughing at it now, but it was pretty severe. There were police patrolling the streets. We stood on our balcony once and watched, I think it was a grandmother, because they were out walking. And I can't remember what stage it was of COVID, but it was at a stage where people were allowed out, but they weren't allowed to be more than 2 people in each group. So obviously there was 2 children. It looked like there was a mother with 1 child and a grandmother with the other child, but then they were walking together. They got stopped by the police, and because she argued with the police, they put her in the back of the car and took her off.
Yeah.
And the kids were traumatised. They were crying.
It was really awful. And they were Spanish as well, so it wasn't a foreign thing.
No. So, yeah, it was a very strange... So remembering those sort of things.
Yeah, she asked me about the supermarkets, and one of the things I remember in the supermarkets that was just the most bizarre thing is they made you turn your trolley round. And they got quite agitated about this, because I remember saying, why? Which is exactly what Mary said. So as you walk to the trolley, holding the handle of the trolley, before you emptied the shopping from your trolley to put it onto the...
Conveyor belt.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. It's a belt that's conveying.
Okay,
or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so you had to turn your trolley round, so you were taking the stuff out from the back end as opposed to the front.
And they had some reason for doing this, like maintaining a distance. I don't know what it was, but it was very strange. And people got, as Hannah said, quite agitated. They became quite authoritative. These are people that...
Job's worth. People enjoyed the power, didn't they?
It was a power thing, because these guys, nothing wrong with it, but their normal job is just that, you beep, beep, beep with your goods and everything, and tally up everything, and you pay. And then all of a sudden, they could tell you to do things, which they've never been able to do before.
Yeah, it was
and
weird.
they took it to the extreme, some of them.
Yeah, I saw a lot of arguments in supermarkets with this trolley thing particularly, because there were people that were just saying, why do I need to turn my trolley around? What difference is this making to COVID or anything? It didn't make any sense.
No, well, as we found out now, sort of years on, many things during that time didn't make sense. But that's another story.
Well, yes, let's not go down that road.
Yes, it's a rabbit hole, and we're not going down there.
Yes, for sure. I went to Benalmadena this week. I actually went to Arroyo de la Miel. It's really pretty.
So explain where Benalmadena is.
So Benalmadena is along the coast.
Okay, this is a woman's description now of Benalmadena. It's along the coast.
Well, hold on, I'm setting the scene.
Okay.
I'm setting the scene. It's along the coast. No, because it's not inland. It's a coastal town between Torremolinos and Fuengirola, basically. It's closer to Torremolinos. So it's much closer to Malaga Airport than Marbella is, basically. Is that not a good explanation?
It is. It's about 20 minutes, I think, from Malaga Airport.
Yeah, if that. Arroyo de la Miel is a kind of small town within Benalmadena. And I went to get my nails done there because a friend of ours, Teresa, who we were out for dinner with last weekend, she said as we were saying goodbye, oh, I meant to tell you, I've bought a nail shop. We were like, what? It's a franchise company called Nails Factory. And they have them up and down the coast, I believe, possibly throughout Spain. I'm not really sure. But so she's taken on the one in Benalmadena. So I went to check it out, and it's fabulous. It's a tiny little place. It's a real nail bar. You know, it's just got a bar that you sit by, and the doors open at the bottom if they're going to do pedicure or nails on the top. And it was fab. The girls in there really lovely. And some nice women came in to get their nails done. Real mixture of English and Spanish. Asked Teresa, and there's a lot of expats in Arroyo de la Miel and Benalmadena area. So, yeah, it was nice. A fabulous place. And we went next door and had a coffee and a sandwich. Really cheap. I mean, it's so much cheaper, that area of the coast, compared to Marbella, isn't it?
Yes, you can notice that when you go out and get things like a coffee or a sandwich or something like that. And
that's just what I said.
Did you? I am listening.
The
honestly.
Example I gave literally was we had a coffee and a sandwich next door.
It's so much cheaper, you know, Benalmadena.
Oh, he's not well.
I'm not
I'll
well.
forgive him.
I was daydreaming, I think.
Yes, I could tell. We watched something very bizarre on television last week, Baby Reindeer.
Bizarre is the understatement of the year. It was absolutely weird.
It was. Loads of people have been talking about it on social media. I won't spoil it because there's a lot of kind of spoilers. We didn't know much about it. We just knew that it was weird, and weird it is. The first couple of episodes is a bit kind of funny and light-hearted, you know, about that. I'm not giving too much away here, about a stalker, and she's a bit nuts, you think, at the beginning, and you think, oh, she's kind of funny, a bit crazy.
But
and
it gets quite dark, doesn't it?
Yeah, then it takes a really dark turn.
Have you had a stalker?
Certainly not like her.
Have you stalked anybody?
No. Have you?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You had to think about it as to whether you've stalked
No,
someone.
I've not stalked anybody.
Has anyone stalked you?
No.
No.
Why would they want to stalk me?
Well, I don't know. Would you like someone to?
No, I'm up for a trial.
Oh, don't. Listen, after watching Baby Reindeer, how can you think you'd like a stalker? It seems like the worst thing in the world ever. Not in a million years, but definitely recommend watching Baby Reindeer. But it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for children. It's definitely an adult programme. The weirdest thing about it, I guess, is the fact that it was not only based on a true story, because if it wasn't, then it would just be too weird to fathom and watch. But the thing that made it the most interesting is that the guy who is the main part in the programme is the guy who wrote the series, and everything happened to him. So he's actually telling his own story, which is incredible, because you'd think it's just too bizarre to make up. So the fact that it's not made up and it actually happened to him makes it all the more interesting, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
I have mentioned before on the programme that there's a show I do every Thursday on my radio show called either Men Talk or Women Talk. So each week for an hour, it's either me and 3 men in the studio on the panel, or the following week, me and 3 women.
Can I just interrupt you?
Yeah.
I love you.
This is what I wanted to talk about. So there was an article a couple of weeks ago talking about Stacey Solomon, who I really like. I think she's fabulous. But apparently she's been kind of criticised because she uses the phrase, I love you, too much, allegedly. And the article was kind of talking about the fact that she says it to her family too much, which I think is really weird. But anyway.
What, you think saying I love you is weird?
No, I think the fact that people are saying that she says it too much to her family is weird because...
Who judges whether it's too much?
Well, I think people with insecurities, quite frankly, and haven't had people say I love you enough to them.
What would people insecurity have? Oh, insecurities.
What did you think I said?
Insecurity. Trying to figure out why a certain type of job, but I get what you mean
doorman.
now. Yes.
No. The idea of saying I love you. So we talked about it a couple of weeks ago with the men on Men Talk, and then we talked about it with the ladies last week on Women Talk. The phrase I love you. As a man, how do you feel about it, and what kind of people have you said it to? Would you say it to? Would you feel comfortable saying to, etc.?
Oh, everybody.
No, you don't.
Nothing wrong with saying it, that's for sure. We say it quite a lot. I think even before we go to bed, it's one of the last things we say. I think it's fine. I can't see where there is a problem.
But what about saying it to somebody other than your partner?
Well, that wouldn't feel so comfortable, I don't think.
No?
Well, no. I mean, if I was leaving the office and I just said, see you next Monday, and, oh, by the way, everyone, I love you.
Yeah,
it would sound strange.
Well, yeah, but I'm assuming you don't love everyone you work with.
Oh, I do.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not normal. You like people, you get on well with people, but love is a strong word. And this was kind of the point the article was making. It shouldn't be bandied about as a kind of love you to everyone you know.
But that's become a thing, hasn't it? People do say that in that context. Love you.
No,
love
I
you
know,
too.
but this was what the whole discussion was about, whether that's okay to be saying love you.
Well, I think it's better than everyone going around saying, see ya. Yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah. I don't see that there's an issue with it, to be fair. I think it's a fine thing to say. Like anything, it depends where it's coming from, doesn't it?
Because I am one of those people that does sometimes say, love you, but I say it to someone who I love, because I do love people other than you.
What? That hasn't come up before.
I mean, family and friends. You know, there are a handful of friends who I do love. They're different types of love, obviously. But with close friends, we do say sometimes, love you, and it's meant. I do love them. It's not the same as looking into their eyes and saying,
I think it's
I love you.
Easier
it's a different thing,
I think it's easier for women to say that, for sure.
Yeah, you don't get many guy friends kind of saying to each other, love you.
No.
But, I mean, maybe at the end of the night after a few drinks, love you, mate. No?
No.
Okay. Something I mentioned on the show, someone on the panel said, I don't get how people can love food, as in love different types of meal, like, oh, I love that pizza. And I was saying, oh, no, I'm guilty of saying that as well. I said, I love a goat's cheese salad, for example, but not in the same way I love my husband.
No. There's things going around in my head now that's all sorts of wrong.
Don't worry. If I had to choose between you and a goat's cheese salad...
Yes.
Of course it would be you. On a Thursday night before quiz, it's touch and go, but in general, you're right.
And that's made me cough now.
Sorry.
See, I was doing well until then.
You were doing well.
When you compared me to a goat's cheese salad, it went downhill.
Shall I compare thee to a goat's cheese salad? So in English, a couple of articles from this week. There was an interesting one. United Airlines are making their non-stop flight between Malaga and New York daily after the occupancy is off the scale. Apparently loads of people are taking the flight between New York and Malaga in both directions. There's enough interest that they're going to make it a daily thing, which is great news.
One thing we haven't done together, which is on our bucket list, is go to New York.
Yeah, one of many things we haven't done together. I think our first Christmas together, I bought you a guidebook to New York because we were talking about going on holiday to New York, and we still haven't been. So it's definitely something that we're going to do together. I have been to New York before, I confess, but you haven't. So it's definitely something we really want to do together.
No, I've only been to the States once, and that was for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And that was just so that we could get the cruise to the Caribbean.
Yeah, that was Miami, which was fab, wasn't it? We loved
I want
Miami.
to go back there. Loved Miami.
Definitely. And
Miami's like Marbella. When you close your eyes and just walking down the street, you hear a lot of Spanish, and then you've got the palm trees and everything. It's very similar looking to Marbella, and then that sort of feeling of the Hispanic voices everywhere.
And the music. Yeah. And we have good friends in Miami as well. Hello to Mandy and Orlando, because I know they listen to the pod.
Yes, hello from us. Can't wait to see you soon.
Oh, definitely. So New York to Malaga daily is possible. Also, we wanted to mention something else we saw in the Sir in English, the Elrow Music Festival, which is an international music festival, is debuting in Marbella this year, actually in San Pedro on our doorstep.
Yep, so it's in the it's in the new Ferrier ground, isn't it? That whole area there, where it's just a huge expanse of land and little huts and things like that. And
where they do the 90s
Yeah,
festival.
exactly, same place.
Okay, and the Ferrier, where the new Ferrier is. So this is coming up on the 24th of August. It starts at 2 p.m. and it runs for 12 hours. It's a 12-hour festival. It sounds amazing. We don't know much about it. We've only just read the article today. There's going to be 6 themed stages and over 50 international DJs. So it sounds epic.
Yeah, I think they've done it in Torre del Mar before, and I seem to remember when I was looking at that, seeing that they have some big names that go there. So looking forward to sort of hearing more about that and possibly going.
Yeah.
24th of August.
There's quite a few. There's lots of music festivals and things.
You've got a lot,
year.
yeah. Well, you're going to see Taylor Swift in August.
That's not here, though.
No, but it's very close to this date.
Oh, yeah. I need to double check that. We went to our wedding venue a couple of days ago, Alabardero, which is where we got married on the beach in San Pedro, and they've been redoing it.
Yeah, so it was quite traumatic. It was traumatic, wasn't it?
When they knocked it down.
So we walked along one day and it'd gone. I mean, literally gone. It was flattened.
But they've been refurbing it, and it looks amazing, doesn't it? It's going to be fantastic. Yeah. The toilets are fabulous.
Oh, yeah, I went at least 3 times just because it smelt so good.
Until you went in there.
Way.
We met up with some friends who are over on holiday from Norway. We went to Norway a couple of years ago. Was it last year? It was last year.
It wasn't a couple of years ago. It was last year. It was
year.
exactly a year ago, pretty much.
Yeah. End of May last year. We went there because my mum absolutely loved Norway. It was her spiritual home. And she has friends in Norway. So me, PJ and my dad went there for what would have been her birthday with her ashes, and we scattered her in Norway in some of her favourite places with some of her favourite people, and it was really special, and we absolutely fell in love with Norway, didn't we?
Yeah, we've got to go back for sure.
We loved it. The people, all the places, the terrain, how clean it was.
Clean, that was one thing that stood out.
Yeah.
Clean. It was just no litter anywhere.
No, we couldn't believe it. It was really magical experience. So some of our Norwegian friends were here on holiday this week, so it was lovely to meet up with them because they're staying in San Pedro as well. And we went and had paella at Alabardero. What a great paella they do.
Oh, amazing. Huge.
Paella. That's how you pronounce it, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well,
sounds like you've got a speech impediment.
No, I know. It feels weird when I say it, but obviously it's spelt paella, and that's how English people will probably say.
No, it's a paella.
I know, that's what I said, paella.
Yeah, there's nothing weird about that. That's normal.
I thought you said it sounded weird when I said it.
No, you said it sounded weird. I didn't say anything.
You did.
I didn't. If you listen back, you said I'm saying paella, and it sounds weird. I thought
it sounded weird, but I thought you took the mick out of how I said it.
No.
Okay, that's weird. I'll listen back.
And everyone would then realise that you said it.
Okay. Wow. Can't wait for you to feel better. spare room again for you. Oh, dear. Baklava.
Oh.
So we love Greek food, and last night, as part of our Come Dine With Me get-together with friends, which we talked about a few weeks ago because we try and do it monthly, it was Sheila's turn to host. So Sheila and my dad put together Greek night, and it was fantastic. They'd gone to so much trouble with that. There were little like gifts of olive oil with rosemary in, which is like gold these days. Decorated the tables really beautifully, and the food was spectacular. You wouldn't know though, would you?
No, because just before we were about to leave, I decided that I was just not well enough to go. But I had spent about 3 hours beforehand making baklava.
Yes, you made our dessert.
Yes.
And then decided not to come.
Very sticky, isn't it?
It's really sticky, really sweet, and really delicious.
Well, it basically has, I think, about half a bag of sugar in there.
Don't. And honey.
And honey,
and
yes.
Butter.
And it has a whole 1.5 of butter.
No.
Yeah. But that's to, what you do is you paint each sheet of phyllo with the butter as you put it down. So by the time you've done all of that, you've got through quite a lot of butter.
It's not very healthy, but it's absolutely delicious. So we love that. Well done. Good job on the baklava.
Thank you. Glad you all enjoyed it.
And if people want to see how it's made, you've put all the details up on your Marbella Foodie Instagram.
I have.
Summer is definitely here because over the weekend was the Ocean Club opening party with all the fireworks.
We heard
and
the fireworks.
dancing. Yeah, saw some fireworks as well. It looked fab. Saw the photos. We didn't go, but it looked amazing.
We had some friends that went and they put some photos up and it looked like a great fun night. It's one of those ones that is quite epic here. So the opening party, they always have a theme like white and gold or something like that. They have
definitely.
acts, they have fire eaters and
The
stilt walkers.
entertainment looks out of this world.
And they had a fantastic singer this year. Obviously the fireworks at the end of it. So we know summer's arrived, or the summer season has arrived when they open.
Yeah, Sublime has opened as well, the beach club in Laguna Village that we keep talking about. We haven't made it there yet.
No, but some friends went and said it's absolutely stunning as well.
Yeah, it looks really good. La Sala by the Sea is now open, so beach clubs are open. Summer is here.
And it's warm.
And I'm feeling it in this tent. We're going to have to stop now because I'm sweating. Should we say goodbye?
I think so, because
Well
I don't
done.
want to be in a tent with you sweating.
No, exactly. You can talk. You're the one that isn't well. Well done. You got through it.
I did, and I only coughed a few times,
Yes.
which you will edit out, I
Which
hope.
I will edit out as much as I can. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. Thank you for listening. Keep enjoying the pod. Keep giving us reviews and likes. We appreciate it very much. And get in touch with any questions that you may have.
Yes, so my Instagram is PJLopez1 Marbella.
And mine is at Radio Hannah.
Follow us and get in touch. We'll be great.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week. It's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.